Boys, we're back. You know, we got a staple for this channel now. We got the rare locks of UFC 310. This is the stuff that is 100% going to happen either during the fight, during the build-up of the fight, the press conference, Dana White, all of it combined. This is what's going to happen during UFC 310. Pretty much, if this is the first time you're watching this, I got 5 prompts here that if you see these on any given gambling website, put the house on it. Go into crippling debt. Go ask the mafia, hey, I need a small loan. You know, nothing lower than $250,000. You know, nothing lower than that. Put it all on these prompts because I guarantee you they're gonna hit. They're the rare locks. They will make you a millionaire, quadrillionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. All of the heirs they will make you. Let's start off with the very first thing. I think the co-main event of Shavkat Rakhmonov and Ian Garry, as well as the main event of Pantoja and Asakura, I think both of them are ending in a finish. I don't think we're going to see a decision in those two fights. I think specifically, you know, Shavkat, I think, you know, the 100% finish rate is going to stay intact. He has 5 rounds to do so. The only thing is, both him and Ian Garry, I don't believe have gone 5 rounds. So I don't know how well the cardio is going to hold up for 5 rounds. I personally don't think he'll need 5 rounds to get it done. And then with the main event, I think Pantoja is going to come out here. If you guys didn't see my prediction video, go watch that because I have every single fight who I think is going to win and how. A little bit of a spoilers in here, but I do think Pantoja is going to get it done. And honestly, I think he might get it done fairly early. I think he's going to come into this fight with something to prove, to show that UFC level is completely different than any other outside organization. I think he's getting that rear naked choke submission win in round, I think I said 2 in my prediction video. Regardless, I think he's getting that shit done. Second rare lock of this fight card. I think, you know, it's not going to be by much, but I think majority of these fights are going to end in finish. You know, I think we'll have a very close race. I think it might be something like 5 fights end in decision. The rest ends in finish. You know, close enough where it's like a 1-2 lead. I still think majority of this is ending in finish. I'll quickly tell you guys which fights I think. Cody Durden, Joshua Van ending in a finish. Clay Guida, Chase Hooper ending in a finish. Dominick Reyes, Anthony Smith ending in a finish. Nate Landwehr, Dohu Choi, finish. Bryce Mitchell, Kron Gracie, finish. Shavkat, Ian Garry, finish. Alexandre Pantoja, Kura, finish. So majority of the main card is going to end in a finish, but a majority of the entire card also ending in a finish. And the ones that don't end in a finish and going to the decision, I think we're going to see some very fun fight of the night types of fight. I think this whole card is going to be very fun to watch. There'll be a few snoozers here and there, but are you guys noticing something? You know, there's no women on this fight. Let's celebrate that. You know, we have to deal with Aljamain Sterling, but at least there's no women. You know, we still have to deal with Aljo and his antics, but at least we don't have a multi-women fight card. So blessed. Let's go down to the third thing. Third thing on this list, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, Ian Garry will play the villain role in the lead up to this fight. If that's in the press conference, the interviews, I think he'll be very antagonizing in the interviews. And then at the press conference, he'll have a lot of people asking him questions. I think he's going to be even more antagonizing. I think he's going to try to play that villain role if that's to get into Shavkat's head. Regardless, Ian Garry is 100% playing the villain role as he's been doing for the past few fights now. I don't think he's going to be all that respectful. You know, I do think he's going to come in here with some arrogance, which might be a little bit surprising, but I do think this boy is playing the villain role and he's going to play the villain role to the T. Even though, you know, there's rumors where he's been outclassed by Shavkat in the sparring rooms and shit like that. Regardless, I think Ian Garry is 100% playing that villain role. He's maybe it's a ploy to get into Shavkat's head. I don't think that's going to personally work in my opinion, but that's what I have as number 3. Let's go down to the 4th thing on this list. 4th thing on this list shouldn't be super surprising, but this shit's a lock 100%. May not be Dana White himself, but the loser of Anthony Smith and Dominick Reyes will 100% be cut or forced to retire from the UFC. Both of these guys are probably getting paid decently well. More so probably Anthony Smith than anything. And yeah, both these guys on the very tail end of their career. I think this is the last fight for both of them. And for the winner, arguably, depending on how they look, move up to heavyweight. Heavyweight is so ass right now. You could honestly probably make top 10 easily, maybe even top 5, depending on how you look. But like, heavyweight is so bad compared to the light heavyweight division, it's laughable. With that being said, the loser is definitely getting cut, or Dana White is gonna force them to retire. There's no in between. I could see 100% that Smith gets sparked out cold. He comes back and goes on some interviews being like, on paper, I should have won that fight. On paper, I'm the best light heavyweight in the world. It's just that wasn't my night. I couldn't deal with all of Reyes' things. If he put it on paper, then I could have dealt with it one by one. But when he combines it all together, that shit's like next to impossible to solve. So just wasn't my night. I'm going to come back here stronger than ever. My title run isn't over yet. And Dana's going to call him on the phone like, yeah, buddy, hang that shit up. You're either hanging them up yourself or you ain't fighting the UFC anymore. So that's my lock for number 4. One of those two dudes are not fighting anymore after UFC 310. Let's get down to this very last thing. Number 5. I hope this one 100% gonna come true. If you find this on any gambling website, bet everything on this and on this specific number as well, because I have number 5. Bryce Mitchell will say the word Jesus and or God a total of 23 times, from the press conferences to the interviews combined. Every single press conference and every single interviews from UFC 310, whether that be post or prior, he will say the words Jesus and or God a total of 23 times. And surprise, surprise, 13 of those 23 are going to be him shouting it as loud as he can during his walkouts. And yeah, those are my UFC 310 rare locks. Like I said, that Bryce Mitchell one, that one's hitting for sure. He's going to pull a Diego Sanchez moment, run out with a cross, yelling Jesus, yelling God. He might even bring a whole ass cross with him and bring it to the octagon. You never know with Bryce Mitchell, but best believe it's going to be entertaining, and best believe all of these are going to hit. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, do you guys have any rare locks that you think are going to happen for this card? There were a few on my UFC 309 card that were honestly spot on, that I could see 100% happening. So let me know, do you have any for this card as well? With that being said, quickly look at this shit, because 99% of you guys aren't helping your boy out. Your boy's been grinding, putting in that work, pumping out that content. I have still been pre-recording all of these videos. All of these videos that you have been watching have been pre-recorded because your boy is heading out of town. And I think when this video gets posted, I should be back tomorrow. But all of this week videos have been pre-recorded, so you won't see a fresh video until I do my matchmaking video for UFC 310. With that being said, help your boy out get to 1,000 subscribers. That's all I ask. And with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, and I will see you guys in my next video.